What if the most powerful soil amendment you'll ever use is already sitting in your yard, just waiting to be transformed? Not bagged fertilizer, not expensive compost starters, just the grass clippings you've been throwing away week after week. For decades, gardeners have followed the same routine: pile it up, turn it, wait months, and hope for the best. But there's a smarter, faster, and far more efficient way to unlock the full potential of those clippings. And once you understand it, you may never go back to traditional composting again. Before we dive in, take a second to support the Garden Smart channel. Hit that like button, share this with a fellow gardener, drop your thoughts or questions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical, game-changing techniques like this. Now let's get into something that can completely transform how you build soil. Most gardeners are familiar with the frustrations of composting. You carefully layer greens and browns, try to maintain the right moisture, and turn the pile regularly. Even when everything goes right, it still takes months. When it goes wrong, you're dealing with foul odors, flies, and a pile that feels more like a chore than a solution. The core issue lies in how composting works. It's an aerobic process that depends on oxygen, which means constant maintenance. As microbes break down organic matter, valuable nitrogen escapes into the air as ammonia. That's the smell most people notice, and it's literally nutrients being lost. This is where fermentation changes everything. Fermentation flips the entire process on its head. Instead of relying on oxygen, it thrives in an anaerobic environment. Rather than fighting off smells and pests, you create conditions where beneficial microbes dominate naturally. When grass clippings are fermented, they don't rot, they pickle. Beneficial bacteria, especially lactic acid bacteria, take over and produce organic acids that preserve nutrients instead of releasing them. The result is a stable, nutrient-rich material that develops in weeks instead of months. This process also locks in nitrogen, making it far more available to plants later. Instead of losing fertility to the air, you're capturing it and redirecting it straight back into your soil. At the heart of fermentation is a simple biological process. Fresh grass contains sugars, and when placed in a low-oxygen environment with the right microbes, those sugars become fuel for rapid microbial growth. As these microbes multiply, they produce lactic acid and other compounds that lower the pH. This acidic environment prevents harmful bacteria from surviving, while encouraging beneficial organisms to thrive. It's the same principle behind foods like yogurt and sauerkraut, just applied to your garden. This shift doesn't just preserve nutrients, it transforms them. Minerals become more bioavailable, meaning plants can absorb them more easily once applied to the soil. Creating a fermentation setup is far simpler than most people expect. A basic container with a tight lid is all you need. The goal is to keep oxygen out while allowing gases to escape safely. Fresh grass clippings go into the container, followed by water to cover them. To kickstart the process, you add a microbial inoculant. Rice wash water works perfectly because it contains natural microbes, but a commercial effective microorganism solution also does the job well. A small amount of molasses feeds the microbes and accelerates the process. Temperature plays an important role. Warm conditions speed things up, while cooler environments slow it down. Within a few days, you'll notice bubbling and a mild sour scent. That's a sign everything is working exactly as it should. Patience is still required, but far less than with composting. In 3 to 6 weeks, the transformation is complete. The clippings turn into a soft, dark material with a distinct sour, almost pickled smell. This is the moment where many gardeners realize just how different this process is. There's no rot, no decay in the usual sense, just a preserved, nutrient-dense amendment ready to go into the soil. So, once your fermented clippings are ready, You can actually use them in several powerful ways. If you mix them directly into your soil, they help improve the structure and give a boost to microbial life. Or, if you just spread them on top as a mulch, they'll slowly release nutrients while also protecting the soil surface. One of the most effective methods is to make a liquid fertilizer from the process. The liquid that forms during fermentation is super rich in nutrients and beneficial microbes. When you dilute it with water, it turns into a really potent feed that you can apply to the soil or even spray onto your plant leaves. Gardeners who use this stuff regularly notice stronger plant growth, better resilience, and just healthier soil overall as time goes on. Once you get the basics down, this technique actually opens the door to endless possibilities. You can ferment kitchen scraps, weeds, leaves, and even paper materials using the same approach. Each type of material brings something unique to your mix. Like banana peels add potassium, coffee grounds give you nitrogen, and leaves provide carbon. By experimenting a little, you can create custom blends that are totally tailored to your garden's needs. Over time, this turns what would be waste into a real resource stream, helping you rely less on outside inputs and build a self-sustaining system. Honestly, the real power of fermentation shows up over multiple seasons. Soils treated with these fermented amendments develop much richer microbial ecosystems. Organic matter builds up more effectively, and nutrients stick around longer. This means you get stronger plants, better yields, and way fewer pest and disease issues. Instead of always fixing problems, your soil actually becomes the solution. Plus, there's an environmental win here. Fermentation helps keep carbon in the soil, which contributes to long-term soil stability and sustainability. Fermenting lawn clippings isn't just a shortcut. It's actually a whole new way of thinking about gardening. It swaps out slow, labor-intensive methods for a system that works with natural processes, not against them. My advice? Start small. Try just one container, one batch, and see what happens. The difference will honestly speak for itself. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Garden Smart, share it with your gardening friends, and leave your own experiences in the comments. The more we all share ideas, the better our soil and our gardens will get.